This is Spare Parts, your show for all things motorsports. With your hosts, Stephen Cleary, Sean Cavarella, and Taylor Moore.
Hear that music?
Welcome to Spare Parts. I'm your host, Sean.
I'm Stephen.
And I'm Taylor.
And has everyone had a merry off season and a happy new year?
Yes, it's been, no, I don't know. I feel like I never really had an off season or like a holiday season. Too busy.
Yeah, it's just nonstop.
Omicron.
Yeah. No, you don't mention the O word. Okay. Really? Now we're
What?
cursed. We're cursed.
Fine.
But yes, we are back for a third year of doing this. We finally have, as you heard, the new intro. And Taylor, hey, you're in it!
Yay!
Yeah.
It's official.
It took me a year to get that done. When it took me like 5 minutes to actually compile.
She passed her probation period.
Yeah. You passed the probation. Now you can start paying us.
So when does my my benefits kick in?
Never.
You get benefits? Do you get benefits, Steven?
I do. I do the accounting.
You should talk to HR. Tooth? Where's the cat?
He's sleeping. No wonder.
Our human resources overlord.
HR, what do you think? He told me to go fuck myself, so.
Oh.
Yes, he speaks in very weird ways. So yes, this is off to a great start. We took a break. Motorsports News did not, and we felt it was a good time to come back this week because racing's back on. 2022 has started. You have the Roar Before the 24 happening this week. The qualifying race is happening right now, actually.
Right now?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Should probably pull up my phone to watch it. Anyway.
Yeah. They're rolling around right now.
Are you watching it, Steven?
Maybe.
Okay, of course. So yes, we thought it'd be a good time to come back, and now we can kind of recap everything that we have missed in the last few weeks. It's been almost a month, hasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, a lot's happened in a month for the off season.
Yes. More in terms of, I guess, organizational kind of news, like a lot of people changing stuff, sponsorship news, drivers landing seats, stuff like that. A lot of stuff that, makes you excited, and a lot of stuff that kind of goes, oh, there is a lot of momentum growing with motorsports. Specifically when you look at, different kind of sponsors coming in, sponsors being rejected was an interesting storyline that also we can talk about. Certain drivers getting seats, which, one specifically makes me very happy that we'll get into later. I mean, I guess there's two, but one for all of us. So, I will ask you guys, where do you want to begin with talking about? What's the first thing on your mind that has happened that you're like, we need to talk about this?
Dealer's choice.
I had like, when you asked that question, I had a very immature moment. I was like, can we talk about my crack?
God damn it. I knew that's where you were going to go with that.
Okay, but it is like, it ties into Opmar leaving, which is a big deal because he was at Racing Point / Aston Martin for a very long time. So it's more than just my crack.
Yeah, okay, so back it up. So Opmar left Aston Martin.
Which we were not surprised about. At least I was very unsurprised. We heard that rumor halfway through the season.
Yeah, there was the rumor towards the end of the year that he was leaving. Apparently, people were saying to Alpine. Maybe that's interesting. Interesting to note that Prost got booted out of Alpine, which maybe there is more to that rumor for Opmar. But we have nothing to confirm of where he is going yet.
Yeah. Honestly, like, I think it's going to be Alpine because things have leaked in the past, like halfway through the season, and then they do their best being like, no, that's not true. Or there's no proof of that or whatever. And then it comes out later that, yes, the rumor actually indeed was true. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe like, closer to when Alpine is going to release their car, like the livery that they're going to have. Perhaps that's when they make the announcement that Opmar is joining, but we'll just have to see what happens. But I don't know, like I wonder how his departure is going to affect the development of Aston Martin as a team going into this season.
I think it is a very, very good hire for Aston Martin. For anyone that doesn't know, Mike Crack, God fucking damn it. Mike Crack. How do you say this name without laughing? Honestly, Jesus.
I mean, his full name has to be Michael, so maybe for the purpose of us not laughing every single time that we say it,
it's
like
on
sorry,
Wikipedia,
Mike.
He is Mike. It just is Mike Crack.
Really?
So,
Dude, you gotta.
He was also joined by two others, Mike Oxlong and Huge Butt.
Oh, I was gonna say, did you see the New Year's CNN where they had like the Twitter of all the fake names?
Oh yeah.
It's like Ben Dover, Mike Oxlong, I Need a Black Man. Yeah,
Jeez.
that was like, I'll be honest. When I first saw the Mike Crack thing, I'm like, wait, is this a joke?
Yeah, I thought it was like a joke, and then it was like the official F1 thing, and you're like, no, it's not a joke. Like that's his actual name.
Yeah, I was like, because I think I saw it originally posted by like WTF1, and I think it's I'm like, okay, this is obviously a joke. I'm like, oh no, oh, his name is Mike Crack. Okay, so maybe it's one of those things where you say it long enough, it kind of loses its funniness. You know, it's just Mike Crack, Mike Crack, Mike Crack. Okay, get it out of the system.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's never gonna be out of the system. I'm gonna laugh every time.
You can continually laugh at Mike Crack. It's okay. So, for his career, though, he was originally with BMW Sauber in F1, was chief engineer there. Then he moved to do some DTM. Then he joined Porsche in the World Endurance Championship. I don't know if you know, but Porsche kind of was the dominant force in WEC for quite a few years until they pulled out.
Wow.
So if he's bringing that, and he was, I think, again, one of the chief engineers there or something, I don't know. If he is bringing that kind of talent to now Aston Martin, I think that's a great hire.
Yeah.
A guy who has been in multiple, I guess, organizations, has had success at the highest level in terms of with WEC and with Porsche. Yeah, that is a guy you definitely want, I think, at the head of your organization. Nothing against Opmar, but looking at the two of their resumes, I'm like, yeah, I think Mike Crack was the better answer there. Taylor, you didn't laugh. Really, really proud of you.
Thank you.
Good
I'm
job.
really trying very hard.
Okay.
To not be a 5-year-old.
Yeah. But this also, I think the big thing is it's also not his first go at F1, right? Like you said, he was with the BMW Sauber team,
Which
so
was
it's not
a
like he's
decent team.
Yep, but it's not like he's coming in. But it's not like he's coming in having never worked on a Formula car.
You know who he worked with in Formula One, back in that
Vettel.
BMW Sauber team?
Vettel.
Huh?
Really?
Yeah, they already have a relationship there as well. So
Yeah, but he only did like one race.
still.
Still. Plus, Vettel's very he's knowledgeable about the car, and he does make an effort to be involved in that process. So, it could be a very good partnership.
I am excited to see what Aston Martin can do. You know, a lot of people hate Stroll, Lawrence, not Lance, but I guess
a lot of people hate Lance.
Lawrence.
yeah, it kind of goes both ways for them.
Mm-hmm.
Lawrence has put a lot of money into that team, and he wants to make that a winning team.
Yeah. I mean, with everything changing going into the new season, I wouldn't be surprised if Aston Martin actually has a very good season.
I'm just still saying those Vettel odds are 15,000 for championship. I'm willing to throw those on. You know, I'm willing to go $50 on that.
Yeah, I don't know. I have some pretty wild predictions, I think, for this season. So, one of them being, I think Aston Martin's gonna do very well. I think Mercedes is going to downgrade to being maybe like a mid-pack team.
We don't even know if Hamilton's going to be back next year still.
Oh
Yeah,
my
still up in
gosh,
the air somehow.
this is so stupid. The fact that this is still dragging on and it is January 23rd.
I mean, didn't they only last week announce the whole investigation thing happening?
This is a gigantic waste of time.
Oh, it is. But at the same
Ugh.
time, I understand why they're frustrated.
I get that. That's totally fine. It's just this whole like rumor mill of, well, maybe Lewis is just so disillusioned that he's not going to come back. I think it's just stupid. Like it's such a game, and I don't know. And I even read a headline this week about I think Jacques Villeneuve commenting on Hamilton's silence. He's trying to put distance between himself and Toto, and I'm like, okay.
When's the last time anyone
Sure.
actually listened to Jacques Villeneuve, though?
It's gonna, right?
Right.
Like it's one of those news outlets that no one cares about, right? Or it's just like kind of known for like BS motorsports headlines.
That being said, though, we are going to have Jacques Villeneuve for the Daytona 500, so I'm excited to watch that.
That'll be an interesting run.
He hasn't done it in I think, like, I want to say close to almost a decade since he last did it.
I wonder how his tax investigation's going.
Oh, right. You know, he's an interesting fellow. Definitely not someone you want to be, but someone you kind of want to watch just to see where the train track, or the car crash will go.
Mm-hmm.
So, do we want to talk about the investigation since we're kind of on that path? Like,
Yeah.
what do we expect out of this?
Justification to get rid of Massey, that's about it. I don't know.
I don't think they're gonna get rid of him, to be honest with you. I think it's gonna be a we're right. Honestly, I think this investigation is more going to be a discussion of what the teams want to see, and how the FIA wants to handle things. And I think it's more about clarity going into the season, which we very much missed this year. Inconsistency. Like, I don't think it's necessarily like the investigation that some people think it is of like what happened and the rulings and stuff like that. I think it's more going to be a discussion of like just different perspectives and how teams want things to be handled and how the perspective of the FIA and all that stuff.
I think they'll give it to Massey. I think they have to, really. There is no real way you can kind of move forward without someone falling on the sword, basically, right?
Yep. They'll give
That's
Mercedes their pound of flesh, and that'll be it.
Yeah, someone needs to take a blame to basically be like, there was a mistake. But then again, for any sports organization to admit a mistake is rare. So I can kind of understand why also nothing will happen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's not a good look for F1. And I really don't know how many people are that invested in it, in the whole was he robbed or not. Yeah, he was robbed. This was the equivalent of, was it the 2000? Was it 2000 or 99? One of those Stanley Cups where like the foot in the crease thing?
99.
Yeah, this probably shouldn't have happened, but it did, and you still had a deserving champ. The other guy feels like he got screwed. Yeah, there's a bit of an asterisk beside it, but you can't kind of just be like, okay, we're just not going to race again because this was my one chance to finally win. No, it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
You've had so many. For once, something didn't go your way. And to be honest, if nothing did happen and the race was allowed to finish under the safety car when they could have raced, people will be mad the other way, right?
Yeah.
Max fans
No,
will be like,
exactly.
oh, you never gave him the shot.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
There's no winning.
There was no real winner here, but I think what makes me the most frustrated is just, I think, the attitudes after, and like the fact that like Lewis and Toto didn't show up to the gala. Like I get that whole like, yo, you're upset about things, but like there's a difference between you still have to lose with grace. Whether or not you agree with what happened, you still have to have like some dignity and integrity. But I feel like they lost that because they got so mad at the fact that Lewis didn't actually win something for the first time in years.
Yeah. But again, if he had lost honorably on the track, then it's a different story.
Yeah.
But
No, I get that. I totally get that. But there's also like at some point like you have to just deal with it, and then you still have to be professional. You still have to be a sportsman on and off the track.
or
It doesn't stop.
Hear me out. I just quit. You know, that's also an option.
Take
I just
the ball and
won't
go
show
home.
up.
Yeah. Oh, that would be a fun time. Because I don't think they're... Someone can correct me on the timing if it's wrong, but I think the investigation results aren't going to be posted until March. And at that point, we're going to be like 2 weeks from starting the season. We're going to be through testing already.
No, they're not coming out till Bahrain. Like, they're not coming until the start of the season.
Okay, so how are you going to quit on the first weekend? Friday after practice. Yeah, screw it, I'm out of here.
Yeah,
Bring
exactly.
Bring in the reserve guy.
Yeah, and now there's a whole talk like if he does not come back, Ocon will take that seat, which then leaves the Alpine seat, which will be just fun to see.
Yeah.
Because then you wonder who fills that seat. Do they then bring Zhou into that seat, opening up the the Alfa Romeo seat for oh shoot, who was it that doesn't have the ride?
Not Islet.
No. You know.
I know who you're talking. I can't even think of it.
The one
DeVries?
Ferrari. No.
Who?
DeVries.
No.
Nick DeVries? No, somebody else?
It's the Ferrari Academy driver who just has to take a year off. Why is this a problem? I'm trying to pull it up.
Piastri? No.
Piastri,
Oh,
isn't it?
yes.
Yes.
Oscar Piastri.
Yeah, he got screwed out of basically everything. So yeah, would be nice to see maybe him get that ride, and maybe Lewis leaving might be good for the sport because finally someone else can win championships.
He's still going to go down as, like, no matter what happens, he's still going to be written into F1 history as one of the greatest drivers of all time.
You could make the argument that he's on the Mount Rushmore of F1 drivers.
Exactly. So,
Easily.
honestly, like, I think he's doing more, like, himself more damage in this situation, having, like, the image doesn't look good if you quit now.
I don't think so.
No, but
I think if he quits, no one remembers. It's over.
Really?
It's fine. Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like
if he doesn't come back, if he does, no one will remember this in 10, 20 years looking back in his career. No one will. It's the same thing with Prost. How did Prost's career end?
Oh, yeah. True.
Do you remember how his career ended? He got fired from Ferrari
Yeah.
because he
he got
was being whiny and just didn't like the
Well, he
organization.
complained about the car.
There was more than just that, but yeah, essentially, yeah. No one looked back at Prost and be like, "Man, what a stain in his career." That's how it went out. He decided that was it. No one wanted them.
Mm-hmm. I still think though, like say Lewis loses, right? I still think though that people, at least in the next 5 years, people wouldn't look back if Toto hadn't reacted the way that he did. If Lewis just said, "You know what, I'm done," and they said nothing, I don't think anybody would care.
Yeah, Toto, I think, may have thrown some fuel in the fire.
Oh, he totally did.
But
Like, purposefully, too, as well. Like,
But again, you guys support your driver, right? They have that relationship, and it is what it is.
you have to support your star driver.
And let's be honest, the real thing that tarnishes Hamilton's relationship was the fact that he didn't participate in Secret Santa.
Yeah, can we talk about that? What the fuck's up with that?
I don't know.
He's completely isolated himself from everybody on the grid. So he doesn't want to participate in anything like that.
They even got, like, Nikita Mazepin to participate, and, like, no one likes him.
And give Mick some like big Russian boots he'll never wear.
But at least that was like, at least Mick can communicate with Mazepin, right?
Mm-hmm.
At least there is some kind of teammate relationship there. The rest of the grid just doesn't care for him.
Yeah.
And yet, they still got him in the video. They're still getting him out. Yeah,
Well, yeah.
Hamilton is like, nah, I don't want to.
But did you see Alonso's comments?
No, what?
Because a reporter or like just somebody asked Alonso about Hamilton and like what's it like with him in the paddock, and he's like he just completely isolated himself. Like he doesn't have any friends on the grid. He doesn't really talk to anybody. He just basically like keeps to himself. He has nobody. Like he doesn't actively have relationships with anybody.
I mean, do you need to have friendships when you have 7 championships?
Yeah, I got 7 trophies that will be my friend.
Yeah, but I feel like there's an aspect though of like sportsmanship in that, like, you know what I mean? Like, is it really that far below you to have relationships with other people like in your sport?
I think for Lewis though, it's different than all the others because he didn't grow up with any of these guys, right?
Mm.
You have, I guess, Vettel was the closest, I guess, to Lewis in terms of coming up together.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like they often competed together, I think. Maybe a few times. Like, his friend was Rosberg. That was his friend.
That blew up.
Yeah, exactly. And that went terribly. And then he goes, okay, no friends. So it makes sense. You know, keep the sport as your work and don't have social and work overlap, right? So I don't disagree necessarily that he has no friend, or he should have friends, but it's a mindset and clearly it's successful. So
Yep. Well, it's the championship mindset. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to win races. That's my first and only goal.
yeah. Now, when you were already lapping most of the field, could you be like, I could take it easy? Maybe. But
Yeah.
No, destroy all hope.
yeah. So
No mercy. No steps back.
speaking of mercy, Eau Rouge is finally getting some safety updates.
It's about damn time.
Yes. So we finally saw some images that they released of the construction there. Definitely making the runoffs up, I guess, the left side of Radiant and towards the exit safer, bigger. I think mostly so that cars cannot hit it and bounce back onto the track. More actually catch vehicles. So I think that's a long coming safety improvement.
Yep.
Massive undertaking in terms of how much earth they have to move.
Yep. It sucks that they had to do it, but it makes sense because they had to take out that chalet that stood there since the beginning, right? So
yeah. That whole like hill on the left-hand side, they've leveled.
Yep.
They're like, okay, we're going full out, making this as safe as can be. The corner is still a corner. But yeah, it's just good to have a little bit more now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's something that we've talked about many times in relation to the Belgian Grand Prix. So it's good to see that they're making improvements.
Now they just add a gravel trap now too. It should be good. No?
Sure.
Get the barriers back, add some gravel so you can't just drive on everything as well.
Cut the corner.
There are going to be people, that complain about, oh, it's not the same because the element of danger isn't there. That population of motorsports fans will come out of the closet.
Yes, there will be some. However, my argument would be, would you rather see your favorite race car driver drive, like, still be alive?
Would you rather still see your favorite race car driver just be there the next day?
Yeah, because there's no guarantee.
Especially because we saw with the Hubert crash, the worst thing was the the T-boning of the car. If you eliminate any possibility of a car bouncing back to be T-boned, I think F1 can once again say it's a very safe sport.
Mm-hmm.
Grosjean may disagree, but, you know, that's also in theory, that accident also was caused by side force on the car and not necessarily the frontal G's, right? Because it was the force of it going sideways into the barrier after it hit that ripped the back end off.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's the next element they have to make it a little safer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think this is a win for now.
No, agreed. It's definitely a good thing, and one of the last dangers, I would say, of F1 in terms of corners, and the thing that everyone goes, that should be updated, is finally getting updated.
Yeah.
So we are happy to hear and see that. You know who wasn't so happy, I think, during the off season?
Who's that?
Was it Brandon Brown?
Oh, you want to talk about...
I want to talk about this because I think this is an interesting. There is an interesting dilemma here for NASCAR.
Oh, is this the
This is the LGBcoin sponsorship
coin.
that was
okay.
allowed originally. Like, apparently, they didn't get full approval. Someone said, "Yeah, it looks good. Just maybe clean up the numbers a bit on your design." Probably because NASCAR didn't know what LGBcoin is. For anyone unfamiliar, so
Let's go, Brandon.
yes, thank you, Steven. Brandon Brown won last year at Talladega, and that was the whole "Let's go, Brandon, fuck Joe Biden," yada yada. Came out from that because the crowd was chanting "fuck Joe Biden." The on-air people were saying, "Oh no, they're saying let's go, Brandon," and that's how you get the meme. So, cut to off-season. Brandon Brown's been struggling to get sponsorship because of his association with Let's Go Brandon. So, a sponsor comes along, LGBcoin, which is a crypto meme coin, which basically has no value. It's just there for shits and giggles. And hey, we'll sponsor you. So he comes out with the LGBcoin sponsor. So there's something that says "Let's go, Brandon" on the car, but there is LGB. Yeah.
Wait, so that's what it means? Like LGB?
Let's go,
is
Brandon
Let's
coin.
go, Brandon?
Yeah.
So when they gave their paperwork apparently to NASCAR, I think they said like, "Oh no, it's just a crypto sponsor." After it comes out that it's a little more than just a crypto sponsor, it is a little bit of a political joke essentially. Yeah. NASCAR kind of says, yeah, we can't do this. So we're NASCAR is looking to ban political ads. Which on the surface, you're like, okay, that makes sense. Right? You don't really want to have a lot of political ad stuff, but then where does that kind of leave other things? So like, what is a political ad? What's not? So obviously this is kind of political in the sense that it's "Let's go, Brandon," which is I guess a meme used by the right of America to say "fuck Joe Biden."
Yeah. The most basic standpoint, yeah.
I mean, you could just say "fuck Joe Biden." Anyway, I actually hate the "Let's go, Brandon" thing. It's just like, just say the fucking words. Anyway, so that makes sense. Having, I guess, political like ad campaigns, like you can't have like a Trump or a Biden 2020 or 2024 or whatever. You can't have those ads in your car. But what about like Bubba Wallace ran a Black Lives Matter car? Remember that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Wouldn't be allowed.
So is that banned? What
I
about like NRA sponsors? That's a
Mm-hmm.
political lobbying group. Is that banned?
I think they're trying. I see what they're going for. Like I understand it, because as soon as you start bringing like politics into the sport, it can sometimes get messy. But it's also sometimes necessary, right? Because like you have such a big platform, there are movements that need a space to be like just to be advertised. But I don't know, like, is it really an advertisement or is it a statement?
Yeah, that's true. Like, what is it? And that's where I feel the LGBcoin is more on the statement side than the, I guess, sponsor side, because it's a meme. It's not something that's people actively seek. Though if they do, they're suing to be allowed on because they apparently were given permission before NASCAR said no. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. If they sue and they win, I'll buy me some LGBcoin. I just imagine that'll take off because everyone will go nuts trying to buy it, even though it's a meme. It's worth like probably less than like 100,000th of a cent.
Oh, it's
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, like I think with this, because the whole like let's go Brandon thing, as you said, is more of like a rightist meme. I think you get into the sticky kind of limbo that NASCAR exists in, where they're, I think, actively trying to get away from that stereotype.
Yeah, they're trying
Right, because,
to move
like,
into the 21st century.
Exactly, because their viewership has like always had the stereotype of being that kind of like backwater South population. But I think, like, I mean, for a sport who also banned the Confederate flag, like what, a year and a half ago?
Yep.
So I think now they're actively trying to catch up with the times, essentially. So by not allowing political advertisements, I think they're trying to get away from just how NASCAR has been looked at for probably decades.
That's true, but here's a question also. Is it only on cars, or are drivers allowed to wear political slogans? Like, I'm just thinking of like Bubba Wallace. He had like the I Can't Breathe shirt and stuff like that, right? Is NASCAR saying no political statements, we want to be basically keep the politics out of our sport, which doesn't always work. Sports is inherently political because sports is a representation of life, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you can't just say no politics. You have to make a fine line, and I feel bad for Brandon Brown, to be honest.
He probably doesn't want to be caught in all of this mess.
He didn't even want to go with this sponsor because, he didn't really want to be associated with the Let's Go Brandon thing. Now he's kind of more leaned into it to go with the sponsor because, well, someone's sponsoring you. Might as well go with it.
Yeah, he needed one.
Yep.
Yeah.
At what point, it's the same thing of drawing a line. Where do I draw the line on how I want my career to continue?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can take a minor PR hit and keep racing, or I could not have a seat and possibly have my career end because I'm going to get no traction this year, which will lead to less offers next year.
Yeah.
It's a very, very crappy situation that I feel NASCAR has put themselves in.
Yeah, for sure. But I think they need to more strictly define what they're talking about. For
And
sure.
that's the issue
they can't
they
just have it. Yeah, but like that's also the issue with a lot of things in motorsports, right? Like things get, when they're too broadly defined, there's too much room for misinterpretation. And things just need to be tighter. So hopefully NASCAR will decide what counts as an advertisement, or if they want to keep like certain things as statements, or what terms that they choose to define that rule in.
So if NASCAR did nothing though, and they just said, yeah, sure, whatever, is this even a story? I don't think it is. If it's
I don't think anybody would care.
No, I don't think so. I think bringing more attention to it by saying, no, it's banned. You know how the world reacts to anything that's canceled. So if you had just been like, yeah, sure, whatever, I don't think there'd be as much of an issue. It's not even like it's your top series. It's your B series, essentially, right? It's your Xfinity series, which is not saying it's bad, but the people that already watch that are more likely to be your hardcore fans of NASCAR anyway, who will watch because I want to watch all ladders of stock car racing. So chances are they also fall more into your traditional demographic of viewer, which looks at that as whatever. They don't care about necessarily the political sponsors. They're usually, the Southern stereotypical people who I feel don't necessarily care a whole lot about more politics and what sponsors on who, right? But now that you cancel it, everyone's going to jump down that one and be like, nope. Now we're really going to have to support that because my freedoms. Something like that.
My freedoms. We all know that the Americans love to show freedom.
Everything is freedom. What's the Family Guy where it's like, where everyone has rights except blank, 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 blank goes down the list.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? No one has rights. America. That is very accurate. I'm just saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll stop talking about LGBcoin.
Yep, just say that it's a story to watch going forward as we head towards Daytona and the NASCAR opening of the 2022 season. Because they'll probably have to make a decision by then, right? So, what's next?
LGBcoin is like a millionth of a cent, by the way.
Yeah, there are 6 zeros.
Yeah. Did you look it up too?
Yep.
Oh, that is. Oof. Okay, so what's next on the docket?
You want to talk about some good news?
I feel like all we have left is good news, so yes.
Yes.
So which part of good news?
Yeah,
do you
what do you want to do, Taylor? What good news?
Oh, I had Wiccans on my mind.
Okay. The Wiccans
Very
news.
good news.
Yes, that is some good news. So for
He is
anyone
back.
yes, he has signed with Brian Herta for the Hyundai for whichever IMSA level that is.
Michelin Pilot Challenge.
That's the one.
And the TRCs for the touring cars.
I'll
But
be
yay.
honest. I absolutely love Robert Wickens and what he has done since his accident, which I remember watching that. I'm like, oh, he's dead.
Yep.
And then to see him in hospital, basically being paralyzed, to his fight to basically gain some kind of mobility back, to try to get back into a car, now getting a full-time ride in I don't want to say it's a top series, but it's a decent series, The Pilot Challenge is okay.
You got to start somewhere.
Exactly, right? Oh, and he was also fastest in the first practice session, I'm pretty sure. So, his story is just anything more than inspirational. Like, I don't know what other words to kind of put in there, right?
Yeah,
the guy doesn't quit.
Yeah. No, it's an incredible story, and very happy to see him back in a car and return to the sport. Yeah, it's just good to see when things kind of turn around for somebody, and like especially after such a horrific crash. Like it's just the fact that he's even getting back into a car after that, is inspirational in itself. Like the whole journey.
Yeah. And then
I'm sure there will be a movie about it someday.
Also,
There better
I would,
be.
I wouldn't expect anything else. And to add even better news for Wickens, he also announced that he's going to be a dad.
Yep. Charlie's got a kid.
Yeah, they are expecting. So,
Congrats to them.
yeah, pretty good week for them all around. And that is some good news that, as awful as like 2022 is, you're looking at like World War III happening. I feel like we did this last year. Or was that 2 years ago? I think it was 2 years ago.
That was 2 years ago.
It all blends.
Yep.
Yeah, we're looking at that.
Been 2 years.
More diseases. I've done my waiting. 2 years of it in my basement.
Jesus.
What? It's a Harry Potter reference.
Yes, I get that.
Do you? Do you
Yes.
really?
18 years of it in Azkaban. Or is it 17? I don't remember how many years it
Oh,
is.
it is neither. Ooh.
Steven.
I don't remember how many years Sirius Black was locked up in Azkaban.
F minus.
Yeah, that's bad. The answer is 12. You're looking for 12. Thank you.
Okay, whatever.
No, you're not. You're not on my freaking Harry Potter trivia team.
No, so we
I
all
would- I
know who the
wouldn't pick-
best partner is for
I
any.
wouldn't pick me anyways.
Yes, it's me.
No. It's your.
No, it's not you.
No.
It's a lady who's read the books like a bajillion times.
Who like? I'm
Who?
pretty sure it's like part of her brain. Like the whole series is just
Yes.
there.
I was going to say, let's
exists in her head.
sidetrack quickly because while we're still doing good news, we didn't even mention this. Sean, you're engaged now.
Yes.
Yes. Sean has a
yes.
fiance. Woo.
And that's who
Another
you were
Harry
referencing of who knows more Harry Potter
Yes,
shit.
your fiance will definitely kick your ass in Harry
Yes.
Potter.
Yes,
Oh, 100%.
you guys were there for it too, so they were
Yes.
there when I proposed to
Yes.
Sarah. So yes, I am officially engaged and now have more stress in my life than ever before.
Yeah.
Because now I have to actually prepare shit, and I'm like, well, fuck. So
Yeah.
yes,
There's even more planning than the actual proposal.
yeah, I know, right?
Oh, the proposal was we planned that in about 5 seconds.
Oh, and it went off without a hitch.
Yeah.
Exactly. It was great.
Yeah,
Zero problems. other
didn't
than
even
the-
realize. Yeah, took a second. Anyway,
Back to the racing. stuff.
other fun news: Connor Daley got a full-time ride in Indycar. He's driving
Him.
for Ed Carpenter this year, and I think it's the first time since I want to say it's like 2015 or 14 that he's had a full-time ride with one team for a whole
Wow.
season.
Wow, good for him.
I'd put him right now down as my Indy 500 dark horse pick, or even favorite pick at
Ooh.
this point.
Okay.
Well, he led the most laps last year. Do you remember how he got taken out of the race?
Oh, yeah.
Graham Rahal's tire decided, no. So, I definitely like Connor Daley. I think he's in a full-time ride with Ed Carpenter. It's a good spot for him.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if he can win a race next year.
Yeah, he's been part time for how long with Ed?
Oh, at least the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, so a well deserved seat.
Yeah.
I'd
I wonder if, because I think Ed Carpenter's doing the ovals, if he's gonna have someone else in his car doing the road.
Say. Oh yeah, there's.
But I don't know if
There's
that's
definitely
been.
gonna be
I don't know if
something.
that's been announced yet. And other IndyCar getting seat news. Tatiana Calderon gets a ride in IndyCar as we finally have a woman on the grid again. It's been a few years since we've had that, at least mostly full time. She's not doing the ovals.
No, yeah, she's only doing the road courses, but it's really great to see. I know, we had a female for, it was Simona Di Silvestro for the Indy 500.
Yeah.
Last year, so it's good to I'm really excited to see a woman who's going to be competing throughout the entire throughout the season on the road courses. So
Yeah.
that's super exciting,
She
and
gets a lot
I'm
of
really
hate.
hoping she does well.
Yeah, she gets a lot of hate from people because she's never really been a top talent anywhere. But she's basically bounced around from series to series for basically a decade. She originally was an actual road to Indy driver. She was working her way up the ladder. I think she was in Indy Pro 2000 at the time, or USF 2000, one of the two, in 2011. And then after Dan Weldon's crash, her parents pulled her, and her parents decided they are not going to pursue the IndyCar ladder anymore because it's too dangerous. So for her to come back into IndyCar after basically 10 years of trying to find herself, I think it's very good.
Yeah.
And your risk and your danger is a lot lower now. You're not doing the ovals, so
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what she can do. And she's driving for Foyt, so she's at least going to beat her teammate. Teammate being Dalton Kellett.
I was gonna say that's a pretty low bar.
Yeah.
Hey, don't put some respect on Kyle Kirkwood's name.
Oh yeah, obviously. It's this people are giving her crap, being like, "Oh, she's just gonna finish last," yada yada. I don't know, because the rookie class this year for IndyCar is very interesting.
Mm-hmm. We
Like,
got
You have
Kyle Kirkwood,
Tatiana Calderon, Devlin DeFrancesco, which again, he has not proved himself at all. It's I hate how the two Canadians, like, I have nothing to cheer for them because I feel like they don't necessarily deserve to be there because they've just kind of been okay for most of their careers. Anyway, David Malucas also with Dale Coyne.
And then the two Europeans.
Kyle Milot, Christian Lundgren. Like, I thought like 3 years ago or 2 years ago was a good rookie class.
2 years ago, yeah.
This one, I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be a really good season for IndyCar this year. I'm very much looking forward to Grosjean's second season, though. And now that he's doing the ovals, I'm really looking forward to see what he can do.
I want to see Jimmy on the ovals.
I want to see Jimmy at the 500.
That's where he's lived his last like over a decade of life before coming over to IndyCar.
Yeah, there's so many drivers this year for IndyCar. It's a great field.
Yeah, $10 that Jimmy Johnson wins the Indy 500.
Well, when I get those odds, you can put that bet in.
I'm gonna choose between Johnson or Grosjean.
An IndyCar driver I forgot also, who is making a full-time season after not being in the season for like the last 4 years.
Who that?
Castro Neves.
Yep.
That's another great talent.
Yep.
Yeah.
I sort of forgot about it too until they did their media day and he was there.
Yeah.
I was like, why the fuck is he there? Oh yeah, that's right.
I'll be honest, I have no expectation for any of the rookies to do well this year. They're all like, well, at least like 4 of them are good talents. The others, I don't have any expectations, but as long as you can finish the race and not spin it like every other lap, I think that's all you can ask for.
Mm-hmm.
This season's gonna be fun. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. I honestly, I might be looking forward to the IndyCar season as much as I'm looking forward to the F1 season this year.
I don't think that's a hot take. I think both are going to be very exciting.
Yeah, like with F1 changing like everything going into the season, it's going to be exciting that way. But with IndyCar just having so much talent on the grid, it's going to be great, I think.
And also IndyCar has 26 full-time drivers, which is what, 4 more than last year? Or 5 more? So like a full team's worth of full-time drivers. And then that's not counting Calderon, who's doing a majority of the races. And then a bunch of other one-offs, but
I think it's 27 full-time cars.
Wow.
Calderon's doing, because they're going to have someone fill in on the oval side.
They haven't announced the ovals yet, so.
Wouldn't be surprised if it's someone like a, I don't know, Juan Pablo Montoya, Tony Kanaan. Would be interesting to see them kind of fill in on those side.
It'd be interesting to have a part, because Montoya's currently slated to do
500 only.
3 races. Well, he's got 2 races apparently.
Oh, he is? Oh, okay.
5 and 6. So he's doing the Indy road course as well.
Makes sense.
But he's doing that with Aero. So that'd be an interesting to see how that would work.
Which, should we mention the part that they gave him the 6 car? Back to the whole Wickens thing where like
yeah,
I guess Peterson said, and I guess when McLaren took over that, no, the 6 will be reserved for Wickens. Or is the argument now Wickens is driving somewhere else, so you don't have to reserve it for him?
Maybe. It could also be
yeah.
He's only doing it for 2 races or something. I don't know.
What if Wickens gets a shot in the 6?
That'd be funny.
What if they give him like a random race end of the season, hand controls?
Yeah. You never know. Like, you never know.
I am hyping myself up over that thought now. I'm not going to lie. I really want to see that. Anyway,
that would be good.
If that happens, I'll just... The podcast episode will be
buy
me
a lottery
running,
ticket, please.
running in a circle in this room going nuts. I guess other IndyCar news, they also had their fan survey.
Did you guys fill that out?
I did.
Oh. I started it and then I forgot to finish it.
It was long. It really
It
was.
It was long. It was long, and I
Like-
was like supposed to be working when I was doing it.
Yeah, when else would you be doing it?
I'm
I did it.
curious of what kind of responses they get. Because usually the people
Yeah.
that fill out those surveys are the ones that are really hardcore and dedicated.
Yeah, I think I struggled with answering some of the questions because I don't usually, or at least last year, I didn't like watch consistently enough to be honest about like whether or not we should watch it on cable TV or not.
Yeah,
Or, like,
for
do
those,
I want a streaming
I didn't
service?
care. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
put it on YouTube. Put it somewhere where I can at least make it accessible. Like, sorry, Sportsnet, I'm not paying for your stupid Sportsnet now. I'll just pirate the damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yar her fiddly dee.
Yar.
I sail the 7 seas.
Why is the rum gone? If the rum's gone and you're watching motorsports, it's a good day. It's gonna be a rough morning, but it's a good day.
Mm.
But yeah, it was. I like that they actually put out a survey to get fan opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Some of the questions I'm definitely interested in. Like, what was the one, Steven, that it was like, do you think there should be like stages or something?
Yeah, it was basically taking different aspects from different, like, would you want
Like, should
stage races? Do you want stage racing as qualification for the ovals or heat races? Or
it was like, should there be a way of like
format.
breaking up the main events? And I really hope everyone said no.
yep,
Please, for the love of all things good and holy, do not do stages.
yep. Then there was also things like
Oh,
from the
right.
more of an F1 side where it was like, would you rather us sacrifice innovation for competition or competition for innovation?
I'm somewhere in the middle there. I actually don't know.
I like, because I think I answered like you could do 1 through 5, 1 being strongly disagree, 5 being strongly agree. I think I did 3 for that one, or 2, because it was like I like the competition.
You need good competition, but you also need to have a reason to have the competition.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
it was right in the middle.
I think there was one that was like more engine suppliers or manufacturers. I like
That was like, yes,
get those, please.
more. We need more.
I mean, Penske said they were working with a third one, that they're in like late stages. So
Well,
who
that
knows
was-
what that means?
Possibly Toyota, right?
Yes.
I think so. But then that sort of shut down, but
Who knows?
in the world of business, deals move fast.
Yeah.
I will say that IndyCar and NASCAR, they need a European manufacturer over there. Like,
Yeah.
they don't have any representation.
Well, was it 2 years ago Ferrari was possibly considering it, right?
Yeah, that was because they were basically protesting the cost gap,
Yeah. So
which
maybe.
I don't think that'll happen.
Yep.
Alfa Romeo
mean-
would be interesting, but
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, Maserati just came back in Formula E. They're going to be
yeah,
back
I
in
didn't
2023.
see that coming.
No.
That's
So-
actually surprising.
Maybe it opens a door.
I mean,
Maybe.
Formula E desperately needed a manufacturer to commit after they lost like what 3 of them, was it?
Yeah.
No, wasn't it BMW,
Porsche?
Porsche and
Audi?
not Mercedes.
Was that
Can't
it? I don't know. Anyway, yeah,
Might have been it.
they kind of hemorrhaged manufacturers this year, so to get a commitment from another, very good for them.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but so Maserati we haven't seen as a full-time manufacturer since what, the 60s?
Hey, they're a poor man's sports car or something.
Yeah, or in like Formula series. I know they've done like collaborations and done more of the WEC stuff, but
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how that goes.
yeah,
Maybe that's
could-
also the thing with their brand. They're going to look to go more electric as well.
Yep, but maybe they
Maybe.
could also be okay. We're doing all right here. Do we want to try something else?
Yeah.
Because I would
Yeah.
love to see it either in Formula One or IndyCar, just somewhere else. More manufacturers, the better.
Yeah, the more competition, not necessarily good.
Yep.
I guess.
And
It's
that's
the
one-
innovation versus competition side,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's one where it's like if you can let these guys do what they want with their engines within reason, of course. Sure, let them.
I still want like an electric
we are
GT3
in-
series of like electric cars.
Yeah.
Like have like Teslas versus like Toyotas or whatever. Or whatever that. There's a new electric brand that's stupid expensive. I can't remember what it's called. I know they're making trucks.
Can't remember.
I don't know.
Oh.
But yes. Anything else we want to add?
No, I think we have a lot to look forward to even in the next few weeks. Next week is the Rolex 24.
I love that race.
Yep.
Woo! So that's going to be exciting. Should we take a bet on who's going to stay up the longest?
Me.
What, are you going to do all 24 hours?
Done before.
I'm going to be asleep by, I think, 2 a.m.
You'll be asleep by like 10.
Yeah.
False. False. I will not.
We live with you with 4 years. Yeah, you're asleep by 10.
Such a bad rap. Okay,
You're
fine.
basically 80. It's fine. And then
That's not wrong. I go to bed at 9. Like,
yeah, exactly. So it's a me and Steven competition. Who has more willpower?
all right, we'll see. You know what? We'll see. We'll be like checking in. Every hour we'll check in. Who does a check in first? Should we put like a bet on it? Whoever stays up the longest wins something.
Okay, now I'm thinking Steven has a better chance because I think Sarah might kill me if I'm just like up all night watching racing. So now I think Steven has better odds.
Yeah. I went to Costco a couple weeks ago. I got a case of Monster Energy sitting in the garage right
oh
now.
my gosh.
Bring it.
Fine.
You son of a bitch.
But also we've got the reveals coming in February. So
I'm excited
we've
to
got
see
lots
that.
to look forward to. Lots to look forward to.
It's already the end of January, and we're a month out from testing. Like almost to the day.
We're less
Yay.
than a month
Sorry,
from the aren't we less than a month from the Daytona 500?
Yes, but for F1, we are exactly 1 month from the first test day,
I love it.
and three teams already have their livery release.
Yeah.
They have the livery
Well,
released?
Or no, like their date set.
Oh, the date set.
Yeah.
Okay, like the car reveal. Yes, yeah.
Mhm.
Well, lots to look forward to. We are starting 2023. Nope, 2022. On the right way.
Jeez.
Yep. And let's see what
It's
happens
already
going
done.
forward. I already
already
want it
done.
to be next year, okay? I want all this shit behind us.
Yeah, give it. Hopefully, it's only 6 months.
Mista,
Yeah.
get me out of here. And on that note, goodbye.
Thanks for listening to Spare Parts. Remember to follow the show on Twitter at sparepartspod and the hosts at Stephen Clary, at Sean Cavarella, and at Tate Moore.